Today I fucked up by trying to impress a girl and almost dying at her family dinner. So I recently started dating this girl who is, in every way, completely out of my league. She's stunning, funny, smart and, most importantly, vegan. I'm talking hardcore vegan, the kind that gets memed on the internet. On our second date, she casually mentioned how she could never date someone who didn't share her values. In a panic, my brain decided the best response was to say, "Oh yeah, I'm vegan too." 1 month later she invites me to her family's house for dinner. I'm swatting bullets because I know this charade is about to be put to the ultimate test. But I can't back out now without looking suspicious, so I put on my best, I totally know what tofu is, face and go. Her family is so nice. Like, aggressively nice. Her mom made an elaborate vegan feast and I, being the idiot that I am, decided the best way to blend in was to eat a lot. I'm talking second and third helpings of everything to prove how much I love vegan food. Here's the problem. My carnivorous stomach is not equipped to handle that much fiber, soy and lentils. About 20 minutes after dinner, my stomach starts making noises that sounded straight out of a cheap 70s horror movie. Her dad notices and asks if I'm okay. I try to laugh it off, but at this point I'm sweating profusely and gripping the chair for dear life. Then it hits me. I have approximately 30 seconds to find a bathroom or this situationship is over before it even starts. I excuse myself and sprint to the bathroom. But I can't find it. I swear on God, looks like when you're vegan you can afford mansions. But I find it in the last moment and I paint their toilet brown like a Pollock painting. Eventually, I emerge from the bathroom, visibly pale and shaken. Everyone is staring at me. Her little brother goes, "Dude, are you dying?" The final nail in the coffin comes when her mom asks, "So, how long have you been vegan?" And without thinking, I blurt out, "Oh, just a couple weeks." She narrows her eyes. "Really?" "Because my daughter said you've been dating for a month now." I'm caught. Everyone knows it. Her dad looks like he's trying not to laugh. Her mom looks deeply disappointed, and the girl I was dating. She just shakes her head and says, "Why would you lie about something so stupid?" I mumbled something about wanting to impress her, but it didn't matter. The damage was done. I drove home in silence, and I haven't heard from her ever since. Too long did not read. Pretended to be vegan to impress a girl. Ate way too much at her family's dinner. Nuked her toilet and got caught. Now I'm single and traumatized by tofu. Dude, if your body can't handle one plant-based meal, your diet needs way more fiber. I hope you opened the window after that brief visit to their bathroom. You've got to adjust your current diet, dude. A vegan meal should not wreck your guts like that. It sounds like the way you're going. Just eating a salad will make you shit your pants. Nuked her toilet and got caught. Now I'm single and traumatized. This sentence would have been crazy without context. You missed a perfect chance for a title, Tifu, by overdosing on tofu. So you never ate vegetables before? I don't understand how this was intimidating at all. Eat some veggie and potatoes, why is that so hard? Today I fucked up by cleaning my windowsill braless. For context, I'm Irish and we've recently had big historic storm. There wasn't too much damage done to my home, mainly the garden and a few roof tiles off, but on the grand scale, not bad. However, I did leave a kitchen window open on a latch. The window didn't break, but it did leave a mess inside my kitchen around my window inside, the sink and the blind. My ma and Da's house had the power cut. So obviously I'd invited them to stay. They said they'd be at my house in around 2 hours. My ma, God bless her wee soul, is a bit of a clean freak. So naturally, my ADHD self shot straight into hyperfocus. The ADHDers will understand this. Because of the storm, the contents of the wood chip and mud from the garden were inside my kitchen by the windowsill, all over my blinds and sink. So I chose to get right into washing inside the kitchen cupboards and the ice cube trays inside the freezer in true ADHD style. Scrubbed the floor, Armageddon style, where bacteria wouldn't survive. The anxiety really started to kick in, so I took some oil that I'm prescribed. 2 malol, 30 mg THC. Usually takes an hour or so to kick in. But I'd forgotten to eat, but nah, feck it. So anyway, I take a break and doom scroll and notice the time. Jesus, Mary and the wee donkey, half an hour before my parents get here. Better finish cleaning. So I get to the windowsill, so muddy, and some plants that sat on the ledge had been blown over. These plants were all cactus. Particularly a bunny ear cactus plant that I'm particularly fond of. So I moved them off the windowsill on the draining part of the sink and sorted the soil. Just as the oil started to hit me. Now this is key. I was in old clothes, hair up, braless. The ladies will know, this is classic deep clean attire. I start wiping the ledge, high as a fucking kite. Now this might sound like a humble brag, but I'm rather well endowed on the knocker's front. The chariots were swinging slow. And my sweet bunny ear cactus was being smothered, particularly by my right tit as I was leaning over them to clean the windowsill. The pain didn't even kick in right away. I cleaned the windowsill, blind, and even sprayed air freshener. It wasn't till I went to get changed and took my t-shirt off that I felt the burn of 1,000 fucking suns. When I took my top off, I'm not joking when I say it looked like the cast of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids had went to war with my tits using tiny spears. It looked like tiny blonde hairs covered my right tit. It looked like my right tit was going through menopause. It was hot, red, and had tiny hairs all over. The pain really started to kick in. I turned my bathroom upside down looking for tweezers. I found them just as I heard someone walk in my door. My parents had arrived. My face was purple, tears in my eyes. My ma knew something was wrong. My dad was clueless. His first words upon seeing me and the damage from the storm was, "Had more wind up my ass." Charming. I had to fess up to my ma. I told her, "I've hurt my tit. There's cactus pricks all over my tit." She laughed and said, "Excuse me?" So I showed her. The gasp on horror on he face, I swear you'd have thought I'd spat on my granny's grave. She starts inspecting, pulls her phone out to use the torch. Obviously she's old, so it takes her 2 business days to turn on the torch of her 2014 Samsung Galaxy. I stand at the top of my stairs with one tit out. She looks and tells me she has a solution. A microfiber cloth. Something she's seen on TikTok. Suddenly, I got a case of the giggles, in pain but fucking pissing myself at this idea. She gets the cloth, proceeds to rub it over my tit to grab the small pricks out. It worked, excruciating, but it worked. But my ma, it doesn't stop there. We need to now cool her tit down because it looks raging red. You'd think some ice, frozen peas, or even some cooled cabbage leaves. No, not my ma. Holy water, God bless her tit. I'll give her due. She also recommended cabbage later on. The whole time my father is sat on my sofa, watching the news. He walked into my kitchen and shouts upstairs, "What the fuck have you done?" Exclamation mark quote dot. Me, just as the THC reached its peak, runs downstairs with my ma. We go into the kitchen where my da is. He's holding onto my very expensive Roman blind. With white spots all over it. I cleaned it with bleach while I was obviously melted on the THC. While I stood there, still braless, with my t-shirt up holding my right tit, exposed. Anyway, we had a steak pie and potatoes for dinner. It was grand. My father looked at the steak pie in the eye more than I. Too long did not read. I cleaned my kitchen, invited parents for dinner, got high and damaged my tit leaning over a cactus, which was soothed with holy water from my mother, and then proceeded to flash my father. Had a nice but awkward steak pie dinner afterwards. I've never heard someone type with an Irish accent lol. OMFG. Hilarious. Also, if everyone talks like you, I now have even more reason to visit Ireland. Did you happen to also write this high as a kite? You are a phenomenally funny writer with a very strong voice. I hope your tit's feeling better. I'm very curious about whether the holy water helped at all lol. I know what all those words mean individually, but not in that order. Reading this felt like watching an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but Irish edition. The mental image of your ma blessing your tit with holy water while your da mutters about wind up his ass is peak family chaos. And the bleach on the blinds? A true ADHD masterpiece, cleaning one thing and somehow ruining another. The fact that you capped it off with a steak pie dinner like nothing happened is chef's kiss. Your tit went through war, your dad's retinas are probably scarred for life, and your ma is a TikTok DIY queen. Honestly, iconic from start to finish.